And his newest challenge, as well as the 2018 season, it's coming up, is the 30th season of The Amazing Race that he has partnered with fellow IndyCar racer Connor Daly. Good to see you once again, Alexander Rossi.
Happy to be here.
How are you, brother?
Really good.
Why would you get involved in the Amazing Race? Where did that one come from?
You know, I mean, the off-season's 6 months. It's something different to do, no doubt, and it's a competition. So.
Right. Do you watch it? I mean, is it something that you've been watching? Or?
No. So that was the thing. So like they called and they were like, "Would you like to do it?" And I was like, "Yes." What is it? So
okay.
Watched like 2 or 3 seasons in the 3-week time period I had to prepare, and that was my Amazing Race.
What do you mean prepare? I know you're an athlete and you're a competitor, so everything's about preparation.
Mostly like buy the stuff, like go to REI. Like I didn't really prepare any other way. I had never been camping before, so like I just went into REI and was like, that looks important.
Have you ever done anything outside of a car? Is that what you're? So basically, what I'm asking you, Alexander,
I guess not. When you put it that way, no.
Okay, so now episode 1 has aired.
Yes.
So you are either sitting here as the winner of the 30th season of The Amazing Race, or you're not, but you cannot tell us right now. Correct.
It's one or the other.
See, and I've only interviewed you once, so I can't tell if you're giving me a tell right now.
I'm not. So yes, episode 1 aired. We went to Iceland.
Okay.
Which was amazing. I'd never been before.
Okay.
Beautiful country. Would love to go back. One thing that is very disappointing about reality TV was that episode took 11 hours, like from when we landed in Iceland to when we finished. And we were on like television for 50 seconds. So
that's the way it works, man.
You missed a bit, but it's okay.
Yeah, I mean, well, that's honestly the way it works. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, the amount of time that you spend doing television and then the amount of time that actually shows up on the air far understrips how long it took. And usually you've been waiting around just to do a minute's worth of that. So you've learned that. It sounds great. I'd love to keep racing.
Yeah.
And so what can you tell me what has been the craziest challenge that you had to do for that sort of thing? Or?
I can't tell you the challenges. I will tell you that it's a very unique show in the fact that they try and get you as uncomfortable as possible in a foreign environment, which brings out a different side of you that definitely, or for me at least, it isn't on display at a racetrack.
Right.
Which will either go down really well or really poorly, depending on which 50 seconds they show in the episode. So it was a very cool experience, a lot different than I expected. And happy to be able to do that to represent the Verizon IndyCar Series.
There you go. There you go. Alexander Rossi on Twitter, as well as right here in studio. So your first race of the season is coming up in March, correct, of 2018 in St. Petersburg. What can fans of your team expect? What you got something new going on? What are you working on?
So it's a whole new car for 2018. So we went back to a spec aero kit. So there's no more manufacturer aero kits. There's only a Honda or Chevrolet engine. Obviously, we know which one. You know, we're on the right side.
We are. Yes, we're on the side of right.
Correct.
Yes, and might here on Team Honda on the Rich Eisen show.
Exactly.
Damn straight.
And it'll level the playing field. So I'm looking forward to that.
Okay.
I haven't driven the new car yet. I will next week for the first time.
Okay.
And we have very high hopes.
Okay. And so do you have a college team, or you don't have a college team?
I don't.
Okay. Don't let Graham Rahal bring you over to the wrong side.
Oh, don't worry about that. Yeah.
What do you mean? Why should I not worry about that?
Well, because not only does Graham constantly try and shove Ohio State in my face, but also like 6 of my team members all went to Ohio State. And it's just out of spite, I just won't.
Good for you.
Like, I don't have any reason not to be a fan, but I just refuse to.
How about, can we take it the next level?
Okay.
Why don't you just start rooting for Michigan with me?
Sweet. Sign me up.
Easy sell.
Let's do it.
I have zero connection to Michigan.
That's good.
Except you.
Well,
Tom Brady.
And Tom Brady.
Of course.
Tom Brady. Do that. First of all, come to we already talked about the side of right and might.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
The head-to-head between Michigan and Ohio State of late. Let's not talk. We're not talking about that.
Is Michigan what? Is there like an animal?
Wolverines.
Oh, that's a good one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, they're a nasty creature. And now also just remind Graham every single time.
Absolutely.
Who is the greatest quarterback in the history of professional football? TB12.
Of course.
And what school did he go to?
Wolverines. Go Michigan.
Go blue. Go blue.
Go blue.
Go
Sorry.
blue. No, that's okay. Go blue.
I'll learn it.
Please.
Next time I'm back, I'll have all of like the history and the knowledge.
I will set you up on that.
Wonderful.
What do you think about all this news about the Patriots? Because first of all, how does one grow up in Northern California become a New England Patriot fan?
It's like the number one question I get asked. Okay. More than like what was it like to win the Indy 500. It's like, how did you become a Patriot fan? Well, when I lived in Europe for 6 years, I lived in Italy, Prague, and London. They only televised Packers or Patriots games before there was the NFL access.
Is that right?
Yeah. So like I had to choose between one or the other.
And you just chose Patriots?
Yeah. I mean, it's a 50-50 shot. I feel like I chose right.
Okay.
But I grew up only going to 49er football games.
Just like Tom Brady, by the way.
Correct. Yep. California boy. So
yeah, he is.
So it's not that, I'm from Boston or I've only been to one game. It's just that was as I fell in love with football.
Okay.
As a teenager, that was the team that I had access to.
So what do you think about this story that's out there on ESPN right now, saying that there's a fraction?
I think it's interesting. I mean, being an athlete and understanding a little bit of how the media works, I would say that there is some element of truth to that, but it's also blown out of proportion. Like seemingly every Patriots news article is they're going to another Super Bowl, it would seem. There's always something, right? There's always something that people are upset about or trying to say how the train's derailing and things are going to change and be different. And it's like, yeah, to a certain extent, of course, it's not going to last forever. But I don't think it's as dramatic as it's being made out.
Okay, so you think they're going to win the Super Bowl this year?
I think they're going to go again. I don't necessarily know if they're going to win
it. So who concerns you?
Kansas City.
You know what? Because they did win in week 1. I'll tell you what, that's what the Steelers fans are hoping for. They're hoping that Brady with all this stuff and Belichick with all this stuff, they get one and done by the Kansas City Chiefs in a couple of Saturdays from now. And then Pittsburgh welcomes them into their house and they have their number.
So yeah, we'll see. I don't know if the Eagles are going to be able to do anything.
Yeah, because of Nick Foles, they might have a problem. And the Rams out here are pretty damn stout too.
They are good.
They are good.
That was a shock, wasn't it?
Well, that they became this good this fast with a 31-year-old coach. But then again, as you know, it doesn't matter how old you are to succeed in sports.
True.
Did you like how I just turned it like that?
That was nice. Thank you.
You were 24 years old when you won the Indy 500, right? So you have to do the math in your own head. Yeah? 25?
No.
You were? Because you're 26 now, right? You were 24.
I don't know. 24 or 25.
Just look, you were young.
Yep.
You won the Indy 500.
Yes. I was 25.
There you go.
I just finished.
You just finished in your head?
Yep.
Okay. You're a member of Honda here on the Rich Eisen Show, where you are welcome anytime.
Appreciate it.
So come on back. Certainly after the Amazing Race season's over. Whatever.
Yes, we'll talk about that.
And maybe after the Super Bowl, talk about your Patriots winning another one. 30th season of The Amazing Race, including Alexander Rossi. The season premiered this past week on Wednesday night. It's every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern on CBS, which I believe is America's most watched network. Good to see you, Alexander Rossi, and good luck to you when you start racing.
Appreciate it, man.
Coming up in March.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on Audience.